Hello, I'm the Grinch who stole Christmas. You say you stole a TV show? No, I'm responding to a church service titled The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. Are you familiar with the slippery slope? While I know a lot of people argue it's not really a logical argument, I think it is. You let the horse out of the barn and it's going to slip down the dominoes, or something like that. The seeker-sensitive movement proclaimed, give or take 40 years ago, hat tip to Rick Warren, church needs to be for goats. We need to put on a show and entertain them and amuse them to attract them. By the way, former President Barack Obama said, in order to have pluralism in America, we got to follow that megachurch seeker-sensitive model. Don't ask people if they're born again, if they've accepted Jesus as their Lord and Savior, he said. Wow. Instead, just bring them in. Put on the show, amuse them, and then you can talk about the other stuff later. Well, congratulations, Barack Obama. You actually got that descriptor right. That is the seeker-sensitive model. Do whatever is necessary to lure goats into the church, and that is precisely what you're about to see. You start with a seeker-sensitive premise, and you extend it, and what do you get? You get the Grinch Who Stole Christmas worship service. I'm going to look at these for the first time and most likely the last.
Man, some of you are looking at us like we're the worst people on the planet. You need to take a chill pill. What?
Okay. I'm just trying to think of another video clip we could show you that's more shrill. I can't come up with anything, and I just got scolded because I would be the person looking at you going, what are you doing? This is supposed to be a worship service for God, regulated by his principles. What does the Grinch have to do with church? The answer is nothing, but thanks for scolding me rather shrilly.
Hey! That Grinch. Bye! He'll be out there taking pictures with everybody after service.
I'm sure, because nothing says Christmas quite like a fictional crabby cartoon character.
The Grinch. Some of you are looking at us like we're the worst people on the planet for
You said that already.
Lighten up. That was funny.
Okay, no, it's not. It's the opposite of funny. It's tragic. Worship is for God. It's not for amusement. It's not supposed to be off the cuff. It's not supposed to import worldly music, worldly figures, worldly anything. This is supposed to be worship for God. This is also, by the way, the slippery slope. You take the premise and you extend it and you get this. Well, this is somebody with a very low view of church, a very low view of God, a very low view of the Bible, and believes that we can do whatever we want to in church.
Don't be a self-righteous parent.
Okay. Now I'm self-righteous because I came to worship the living God and I get a Grinch character running around, which they actually should expect. Sorry for this one, but you let a woman in the pulpit. The Grinch could not be far behind.
It works. My kid's birthday is next week, and it's Grinch-themed, and I'm going to have the Grinch come steal all of his first birthday presents. It's going to be hilarious, and it'll be a testament for the years to come to be a good boy, or the Grinch is coming for him.
Okay, there it is, right there. That is the worldly understanding of Christmas. You got to be good, you get good stuff. You're naughty, you get a lump of coal. That ain't Christianity. That is not what the Savior bled and died for. It's complete forgiveness of sins, grace alone, faith alone, and Christ alone. By confusing Christmas with Santa ideology or Grinch philosophy, you gotta be good to get. That's the whole problem. We ain't good. Back to this sermon. And isn't it interesting, by the way? She's doing this because, well, she's doing it at home. So why not bring it to the church? The answer to that question is because it's church and it's not home.
But the original Grinch that stole Christmas story didn't start then. It started 2,000 years ago.
I'm just going to try to play along so that I'm not Grinch-like. Herod is the Grinch. Let's just see if Herod is the Grinch.
Since the very first Christmas was announced, the Grinches of this world have tried to steal the true meaning of Christmas.
She's reading. I'm sorry.
The original Grinch, his name was King Herod.
Utterly predictable. It's pretty obvious. I ain't bright, and I could figure this out.
And this Grinch king, he wasn't looking for Christmas to embrace it. No, he was looking for Christmas to destroy it.
No, he was looking to destroy the newborn king. Not Christmas, not just the birth of a child, but the fulfillment of prophecies. He didn't want competition. This is such a tragedy because this text is so rich. You see a tale of two kings. Matthew repeats it over and over again. The king, the king, the king, the king. The point is King Herod is rotten. He's terrible. He's a usurper king. The good king is King Jesus. That's what the text is about.
They say his heart was 2 sizes too small. And here's what I've learned about people
She's exegeting the Grinch who stole Christmas, not the Bible.
in the Christmas season. They have to work to keep their heart small. They work hard at it too. Anybody ever meet somebody like that? Maybe you're sitting next to a Grinch right now.
You know, this is life hack. This is unbiblical. She's actually preaching from the Grinch who stole. She's taking a line from the Grinch and saying, is it like this for you? Really, lady?
King Herod's heart grew small and cold. He did everything he can to prevent the celebration of Christmas from happening.
I'm sorry. You're going to accuse me of being sexist? Let me just put it this way. I would rather listen, this is going to hurt. I'd rather listen to Kamala Harris speak than this woman preach.
He went and tried to cut the angel rigs before the show. He went in the back and tried to kick the camel's legs out from underneath him.
Oh, she's just a jokester. This one's a downright stand-up comedian, which might not be a bad option.
King Herod had an idea. He thought to himself, I will keep Christmas from happening.
She's exegeting Dr. Seuss.
We all know people who want to keep Christmas from happening. The people I think about during this season are the people who can't say Merry Christmas, but they have to say Happy Holidays.
By the way, there is a fair amount of shrill condescension and scolding going on here. This is not the first one. Let's say you were a seeker coming in. How would you react to somebody who's this?
Because now Christmas is so offensive. I mean, that makes me mad. Those are people who need to grow their heart because they're mad about Christmas.
Okay, I'm done. I'm just going to jump to the last clip because, frankly, we get the point.
There's nobody too far gone for God to reach.
Hey.
Not even the Grinch himself. Wouldn't it be awesome if every altar call, people responded like that? Like, oh, it hurts. I feel something. I love it. His heart grew 3 times that day. Christmas has always been about healing hearts and making people whole.
No, that is an effect of what Christmas is about. Christmas is ultimately about the cross. Matthew 1:21, Jesus came to die for sinners. The gospel is about forgiveness of sins. That's it. Being reconciled to God. That's the gospel. Does he make you whole progressively? Sure he does, but that's not the gospel. That is a fruit of the gospel. That is an effect of the gospel. I'm not shocked this woman couldn't get her altar call straight because I doubt she understands that the gospel of Jesus Christ is judicial. If you've never heard that term, it will bring great clarity to you. The gospel isn't about having a God-shaped hole in your heart that only Jesus can fill. It's not about having tried sex, drugs, rock and roll, so you got to try Jesus because that's left you unfulfilled and he's going to make you feel fulfilled. Now, to be sure, he does do that. But that is not your greatest need. Your greatest need is being spared from the wrath that is to come. Why? Because the gospel is judicial. It is court-like. It has everything to do with the law. We've broken them. We have smashed his laws over and over again by blaspheming, dishonoring parents, not always telling the truth, looking with lust. We're lawbreakers. Yeah, our hearts are empty. Yeah, we feel lonely, but that doesn't come close to the problem of our sin and God's response to sinners. It should be wrath, but in his kindness, he sent forth his Son, born of a virgin, to live under the law, to redeem those of us under the curse of the law. He took the wrath we deserve that we might be forgiven. But wait, this deal does not stop here. And no, you don't get any Ginsu knives. You get something better. You get the righteousness of Jesus Christ, because all of his good deeds get imputed. They get credited to you. That's the gospel. And if you've been going to a thing like this, I'm sorry, it doesn't even remotely come close to being anything Christian. There's virtually nothing about this that is genuinely biblically Christian. If you've never heard the gospel that offers you complete forgiveness of sins and everlasting life, because Jesus Christ, God became flesh, born in a manger to live a perfect life of righteousness, to receive the wrath of God that you and I deserve on our behalf, that we might be forgiven. Today, give him your rap sheet. He will give you his resume. Take your filthy robes that are stained with sin, give them to Jesus. He will don them, and in exchange, he will give you his perfect, pure, white linen robe of righteousness. You want a good gift for Christmas? How's about forgiveness of sins and everlasting life? Even a Grinch should love that offer. Discuss. There are two things I've learned about us Christians. We love year-end giving and we like a deal. Hey, let's put the two together. Right now we have a matching gift. Every dollar you give, it is doubled. That means your year-end giving is a good deal.